This video is sponsored by Squarespace. If you're needing a website, they've got you covered. I'm sure that for many of us, Neopets was one of our first ever experiences with gaming. I look back on those times so fondly, gaming out on the family computer at night, hanging out with my little virtual pets, browsing message boards, playing flash games. I think I even had my very first boyfriend on there. Or maybe RuneScape, I'm not sure. It really could be either or. If you never played Neopets when you were younger, it might be a little bit difficult to understand the appeal of the website and exactly how popular it was. At its peak, Neopets had over 70 million registered accounts, which is kind of insane if you think about it. Although the site was created in 1999, I don't think I actually started playing until like 2004 or 2005. And that's around the time that Viacom, which actually owns Nickelodeon, bought Neopets. I've always wanted to get back into the site, just like other gaming websites of that time, like Cabo Hotel, Gaia Online, Club Penguin. Its heyday has kind of come and gone. There's many reasons why the site has essentially died, and I think that one of the huge reasons is that a large portion of the fan base has probably aged out of playing virtual games, for the most part. I know that when I was getting older, it became very uncool to play Neopets at a certain point, and then I eventually got really into The Sims, and I didn't really have time for my virtual pets, so I let them starve. But maybe another reason is that Neopets has also had its fair share of controversies, like being linked to Scientology, kind of wild, believe it or not, giving young kids Gamba brain, and more recently the controversy with NFTs. They tried to get into the whole NFT metaverse thing and ride that wave, and I don't know why they attempted to do that. I think it's fairly obvious that their fan base, past and present, would not fuck with NFTs like that. It was just a very interesting choice. Kind of a silly decision if you ask me. Now, I know I said that the game was dead, but I think that's an incredibly unfair statement. There's a ton of people who still play every day and a pretty vibrant community of Neopians that are essentially keeping this game alive. There's a whole group of people who trade extremely rare pets, items, chat on the Neo boards, and do other stuff. I don't even really know what the other stuff is, and I've always wanted to get back into Neopets, but I never really know exactly how. As I was pondering getting back into Neopets in 2023 and planning this video with all the things I wanted to try to learn about the site, Neopets actually came out with a pretty amazing announcement. Perfect timing, really, for me specifically. Attention, Neopians. We have a ton of exciting news to share. A new era of Neopets is coming, with a fresh leadership team at the helm. Their announcement had a lot of information in it and quite a few things that I wasn't familiar with, so I had to do some research. They're working on converting the remaining dead Flash games to HTML5 so that we can actually play them, revamping a mobile game, Neopets Island Builders, maintaining a different mobile game, Fairy's Hope, and they're even working on a life simulation game, World of Neopets. It kind of looks like you'll be able to play as your pets, build a Neo home, do quests, multiplayer. Sounds all fine and dandy. But one of the most promising changes that they're making is adding a brand ambassadors program. It's a council of influential players that'll work directly with TNT, the Neopets team, to advocate for the rest of the Neopets community's wants and needs. I feel like that's cool and definitely a step in the right direction. When they brought back old school RuneScape, I think a huge reason that a bunch of the players ended up returning to the game was due to their polling system. It's pretty unique. If they want to add any new content to old school RuneScape, a poll must pass with a 75% majority. And I think that allows a lot of players to have input on what changes they want to make to the game so that they don't royally fuck it up again. Since, a huge portion of the player base left because they made some very questionable changes. I feel like they should just do that. This ambassador program is really cool, but if one of the only other games of this era to be really successfully revitalized did one thing, I feel like they should just do that. I'm familiar with the fact that there are a ton of naysayers of direct democracy out there, but I don't know, it seems to be working decently well so far. Anyways, it's just a thought. Maybe I do a little too much thinking. I don't know. One thing I can say for sure, definitely a step in the right direction. They need community input for this. I'm sure that Neopians everywhere have a ton of opinions on what needs to change about the site. And then something else that I learned though, which is actually really exciting, is that Neopets was apparently bought out by their own management this year. I think that that is really fucking cool actually, because I'm certain that being under a corporation probably was very restrictive to how they wanted to run the site. I'm sure they didn't want the website to stay in this state for as long as it has been. There's gotta be some like major corporate overreach that has just squandered all their hopes and dreams for Neopets for so long. So I think that this is amazing news and I truly wish them the best with that. And it kind of seems like they have dropped the whole NFT metaverse thing, which is a great idea. Definitely conflicted with their entire brand, in my opinion. I don't know who the fuck thought that was a good idea. And they're gunning to make Neopets a really cool mobile experience. I'm not sure how mobile friendly the site is now, but I would play the shit out of Neopets on my phone, the browser Neopets. I'm aware that they do have some mobile games, but I'm not really much of a mobile gamer. Like maybe I'll check them out sometime, but I really like Neopets, the browser experience, and would love to see that super thrive on the phone. I feel like the only things that I play on mobile are actually, it's RuneScape, that's it. They also have made some very interesting moves to get players back on the site, like hiring John Legend as their new brand ambassador.
Hey everybody, I'm excited to announce that I'm the new brand ambassador for Neopets. You know the game, it's a classic pet game and it's long been a favorite in our house. And I can't wait to share the joy and nostalgia with all of you. So stay tuned, we'll have some amazing adventures together.
Chat, is this real? Interesting way to spend money. I wonder what the conversion rate from that random John Legend tweet to signups was. How many Neopets accounts did we get out of that? All right, it is time to get back into Neopets. The day before the site got a new homepage, I figured I would finally hop on and maybe make a brand new Neopets account. I don't remember what my old username even was, so any chances of having that account back are pretty much squashed. I've made accounts in the past and attempted to learn how to properly play the game because, you know, when you're a kid, you don't really know how to do shit. And I never really got rich on Neopets, never was really able to afford all the paintbrushes I ever wanted. I was just a kid in a big online virtual space experiencing the internet for the first time, really. So I guess we're gonna give it another go. Something that is important within the Neopets economy is having a really good name for your Neopet. What is ideal is a no special characters or no numbers name, but the grade A top sirloin Neopets have just a singular word as their name. Those ones are preferred for aesthetic reasons, you know? However, I tried to find a one-word name for my Neopet and didn't have any luck. They were all taken. I tried. I don't know. There's only so many random names I can generate. So I came up with quite a good list of Neopet names that aren't necessarily one word, but maybe more like Instagram meme page adjacent. A little quirky and fun, you know? Speaking of quirky, I think I'm gonna go with Quirked Up White Boy for our first pet, and we'll make another one someday that's maybe goated with the sauce? What do we think? My quirked up white boy loves pestering others and insulting them from afar. And he's a city boy. I'm mostly just trying to get this account set up for today, so I'll try to blaze through this little checklist real quick. Oh, okay. Well, seems like I can't do the tutorial today. You know what? Shit happens. It really doesn't want me to do the tutorial. Damn. Got my newbie pack. Our next task, explore 5 lands. First of all, gotta say, love what they've done with the place. I like the way the maps are all animated and updated, and they still have a ton of charm to them, in my opinion. It's updated, but it still looks like Neopets. For example, this is what the maps looked like when I was younger. I don't think this is a bad upgrade. Now we've got to feed our pet, because it's on the checklist, even though he's bloated, but that's fine, I don't think it'll hurt. And now I get to build a Neo home. Oh, apparently once I pick an environment, I cannot change it. Well, I guess I better be absolutely sure then. Okay, well, never mind. Apparently I get no home. The last thing I'll do before I hop off for the day is spin Trudy's surprise wheel and get my free daily prize. And tomorrow, the site will be updated. Well, it actually took me a few days before I could even check out the new homepage. Better late than never, I suppose. But this is our new Neopets landing page, full of all sorts of Neopets projects, news, their podcast stuff, and even loreage too. I think this is really fun, you know? It's almost as nice as a Squarespace website, Anyways, I tried to sign up for this free Neocache thing, but I couldn't figure it out within 15 seconds, so I'm out. You guys will not fucking believe this, actually, but Quirked Up White Boy, my first Neopet, got deleted, and I got an official warning from the Neopets team. So I had to make a new pet, goated with the sauce, and I'm gonna pray that he does not get flagged. Oh my god. Justice for Quirked Up White Boy. Please don't ban me, Neopets. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I think a great place to start to get back into Neopets is to head to Jelly Neo. From there, I can view a comprehensive dailies list full of tasks that I can do each day to progress my fresh Neopets account. So I'll hit everything that I can. There's a lot that I don't know how to do or have to have unlocked prior, like the Forgotten Shore and stuff, but you know, that's all right. I opened a brand new Neopian bank account. Gonna start collecting fat interest on that soon, maybe. And I got a ton of food to feed little goated with the sauce here. He's also gonna get a pet. There are a few dailies that require my Neopet to have their own pet to send on little tasks and adventures and such. Jelly Neo is also sick because they post the answers to the daily crossword, so you can totally cheese it. I love a good crossword, you know. I do my New York Times crossword, but I don't know nearly enough about Neopets to spend any considerable amount of time on this. Oh look, a random event. Free money, I guess. And boom, crossword done. And we got an avatar out of it. Avatars are very important to Neopian clout. If you pull up to the message boards with a sick avatar, everyone's gonna know you're the real deal. It's fun to try to collect as many as possible, so I'm gonna work on getting a few today. Some are random events, so we probably won't have much luck there, but we can try. Oh, I'm already too rich for the soup kitchen. I literally just fucking started. Please. Oh my god. Okay, well, I guess I'm not getting that avatar anytime soon. They really need to adjust the income requirement for the soup kitchen. The economy is just in shambles. I did what I could and got all of the simple and clickable avatars that were available. Some of these are gonna be really hard to get, but hey, maybe I'll get to them someday if I work real hard. Maybe. I love the way so many of these pets are painted. I wish I could have a cool pet, man. It's so funny. I keep getting hit with the captchas because I'm just clicking on avatar after avatar after avatar. Finding motorcycle after bicycle after bus. Will the pain ever stop? But clicking on all these avatars has led me to some interesting places on the site that feel like historical relics of early and mid 2000s internet. It's pretty cool. Some of it is broken because, you know, Flash died and a fair amount of cool internet shit died with it. But since I have a nice, snazzy new collection of avatars, I might as well pick one to use on the Neo boards. In case I become brave enough to chat there. I won't. I'm gonna choose this little asparagus bleh guy. So quirky. Let's get to gambling, children. Neopets has been sort of criticized in the past for giving kids big gamba brain, but I am a fully grown adult. So let's do some of these little scratchers and spin some wheels. I think I got duped a little bit on some of these wheels. This one costs 100,000 Neo points. What the hell? Who even has money like that? Should we try to play some of these games from our childhood? When you enter this games room, there's a few games here that have been converted to HTML5, allowing us to play them easily and without Flash workarounds. On the Neopets subreddit, there is a Flash guide for playing other games or getting other assets on the site to work, I presume. But like, that's a lot of work for me. I don't really care enough to do all that, you know? What's here in this games room is perfectly fine for me. I got my fairy bubbles, my Hassie bounce. Oh my god, I love this game so much. Why do I actually suck so hard at Cast Basher though? Wait. Okay, finally, I got a hit. And a nice little score of 69. You know, I'll send that to the leaderboards. Oh. never mind. Let's wait for this wind to not be in the negatives, you know? It's taking forever. Oh my god. But the 0. Okay, anyways, send score, move on. Ice cream machine is simple. All you have to do is avoid getting scooped on and collect little buffs in the meantime. I made it pretty far. Not too shabby for not having played this in like 15 years. Yeah, you know, this is a pretty good experience. I'm glad that the site is trying to maintain the old games and convert even more of them in the future. I can't wait to see more of these be revived. On July 25th, the Neopets team announced 50 new Flash game conversions. It's truly beautiful. And I'm so excited for them. This is just so amazing. I love to see them really put in work to win this community back. Like I said earlier, something I was never really good at as a kid was making money. I was not accumulating any sort of wealth on this site. I had no paintbrushes, rare items, no bitches, nothing. And frankly, I still don't have the faintest idea of how to actually make money on this website. Any and all tips are welcome from you guys. For now, I'm gonna start with this Jelly Neo guide on money making. The first thing they recommend is to do your daily Trudy's surprise spin, which, yes, of course. I seem to get a good amount of Neo points from doing this the few times I have already, but apparently the Neo points stack, and if you're consistent, you can get like hundreds of thousands of Neo points within like months. Months? I don't know. It seems like you can get rich real quick from here. It's no joke, guys. Next up, I want to try my hand at the Battledome. I never really got the hang of this as a kid, so I figured I would give it a shot. We got all geared up and chose a pretty easy battle and did better than I thought, honestly. And we won 50 whole Neo points, which it isn't great. I'm guessing the more you train up your Neopet, the more enemies you can go up against and the better the rewards. Tell me, what do you guys think of the Battledome? Are you guys gonna be battling up? Our next little moneymaker is the Fairyland Job Agency. You can somehow get job coupons that allow you to take on high value jobs within the agency, and those jobs are basically just fetch quests. You just gotta go find the items in the job description and you'll get Neo points in return. Since I don't have any job coupons and I don't know how to get any, I'll take on a job that doesn't require a coupon. Let's just do this one since the Tachia fruit is pretty cheap and collecting all 4 will cost us less than the base pay. And boom, we got our first job complete, baby. Let's go. I can see myself doing this often, as well as quests, which are kind of the same concept. The quests you take on will give you random rewards, sometimes good and most of the time not good. We'll take on this quest from Illusion and find her Neopox pizza. Plug that into the shop wizard, baby. Reload the page till we find the lowest price and return with the item once it's in our inventory. Boom. She gave us some cookies that weren't really worth shit, but hey, you know, first little quest done. Sometimes it's not really worth it to finish the quest because the items they ask for are just a little too expensive. Like, I'm not gonna drop 7k on a Snow Fairies quest right now. I only have 13k to my name. That would not be very smart, now would it? There's actually a lot of different methods to making money on Neopets. Some of them are just super complex, have a steep learning curve, or require a pretty steep upfront investment to get started. I've heard that the food club is great. You bet on pirates in a food eating contest, but oh my god, is it intimidating? I don't even know where to start. And the stock market, like I trust me, I don't even fucking barely know how that works in real life. You know, I can set up a Roth IRA. How about that, Neopets? That's all I got for you though. That's the extent of my knowledge. But as soon as I figure this stuff out, I will definitely let you know. It just doesn't seem like beginner stuff, and I'm obviously a total noob. Oh my god, I love talking like that. That like reminds me of when I was a kid. Bring noob back. I did have to create a shop in order to get the Emo Yusuke avatar, but since I have a shop, I might as well start trying to stock it. And after doing dailies over the span of a few days, I did end up accumulating quite a few fun little items to add to my shop's stock. Now I just cross-reference with the shop wizard to figure out how I'm gonna price things, and great. That's how a shop works, I think. I don't have a great shop or anything. I only have 5 slots that I'm stocking, but you know, some people are super advanced with it, so maybe I'll get there someday. So what are we thinking, guys? I've spent a few days here on Neopets, and I can see myself getting on here casually every once in a while. I'd like to see them really put a lot of work into saving some of the old Flash pages, not just so the site is more usable, but like for restoring Flash history and whatnot. Now that I know you can get loaded doing Trudy's surprise every day, I will definitely be hopping on daily daily and at least checking in. So I'm excited to see how the site improves from here on. It's really cool to see some sort of community on there. You know, the message boards are pretty active for the most part, and some of the community seems to be returning to the site to at least see what it's all about. I don't know, do you think you'll be giving Neopets another chance? Now that they're under new management, what kind of changes would you like to see made to the site? I'm curious. I'm also curious if any of you are veteran players and have tips you can share with all of us to help make our return to Neopets more fun. I tried to follow guides and videos, not sure if I really got the hang of it totally, but you know, you guys should check out actually Kevin O Gaming on YouTube. He makes really great Neopets videos and some like getting back into Neopets type of content. Definitely check him out. But for now, you know, I'll just keep working on racking up Neo points, playing old games, making new pets, and looking for a new user lookup. God, do you guys remember being in like elementary school trying to learn CSS to make your Neopets profile cute? HTML girlies, rise up. But hey, if you're not an expert at HTML and website coding, like so many of us Neopians were back in the day, and you need a website, Squarespace has got you covered. Bloggers, artists, influencers, restaurants, tons of people can look to Squarespace to give them a gorgeous template that fits their needs. It's also incredibly easy to customize your website and get it off the ground. It didn't take me long to figure out how to set up my website exactly how I like it. And now I have a pretty good looking website with all my Animal Crossing codes and my Stardew Valley mods. It's very convenient for not only myself, but for you guys too. I love it. Squarespace makes it super easy to generate revenue as well, as so many of us need to do in this day and age. Small businesses can sell product with ease or take advantage of members-only areas on their websites. Post exclusive members-only content for your community and monetize it easily through Squarespace. Squarespace has just so many tools to help you get a professional looking website set up with ease. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And then when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/listthelass or use my code listthelass and you will get 10% off your very first purchase of a website or domain. Shout out Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Thank you so much. We love you. Mwah. We love websites. So what are our thoughts on Neopets in 2023? How many of you guys, I'm super curious, have actually gone and revisited the site since they have made these changes and announced kind of their roadmap for the future? I'm really curious if this was effective to winning you guys over and what you think of the website in general in its current state. I feel like a lot of us hold on to nostalgia from these games that we played, these browser games. I definitely do. Like during the pandemic, I revisited Gaia Online. You know, I couldn't help myself. I feel sad sometimes because I'm like, oh, you know, kids nowadays don't really get to experience the same exact thing that we did. Oh my God, I sound so fucking old. That's so sad. But it's true. It's true. I think the closest thing that I can really think of, maybe Roblox, which is crazy because Roblox was around when I was a kid too. But there's just kind of a magic with the old internet that, you know, it's really hard to find nowadays. And so I'm really rooting for Neopets to make a comeback, you know, just for my own selfish reasons of my nostalgia. So yes, let me know what you guys think. I would love to hear from you. If you liked this video and you like older games, maybe you would like to check out my video I just did about My Sims. I played every single My Sims game on the Wii, so definitely go check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day and you continue to do so, and I will see you in the next one.